Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Chris Green. Welcome to MGT Weekly Motivation. I'm very excited that you decided to press the play button to better your life, to better your results. Last couple of weeks we've been discussing a series called Making Our Dreams a Reality. We received a lot of comments, a lot of emails, a lot of messages explaining how it's transformed your lives and also your loved one lives. That's what life's about. So, I'm gonna start another topic. This topic is called Making the Little Things Become the Bigger Things. Making the little things become the bigger things. Listen to the story. There's a child, he wants to grow, and he wants to be tall. So he drinks his milk because he heard milk makes you grow. He goes to the wall, he marks his height. He comes back 10 minutes later and he notices he hasn't grew yet. So he heard that if you stretch, you would grow. So he goes stretch. He comes back the next day and notices he hasn't grew yet. And then he decides to wait a year and notice that he grew dramatically. The case of the story is, just because you don't see it that day doesn't mean it's not working, that it's not gonna happen. The little things that you do consistently can become the bigger things. So what am I saying? Those that may want to lose 50 or 100 pounds, you go to boot camp or you go to the gym and you work as hard as you can, and then you go to the mirror, you may not see a big difference in the mirror. You may not see a difference at all. But what happens if you stay consistent for 6 months or a year or two? You can drop that 30, 40, 50, or even 100 pounds. But remember, the small things consistently make the bigger things. Those that are eating healthy. What happens if you eat healthy one day? Does a big dramatic change happen in your life? Not that day. But what happens if you stay consistent for 6 months or a year or two? You're healthy. You don't have high cholesterol or high blood pressure. You have good vitals. But what happens if you do the opposite? What happens if you don't eat right that day? You're not gonna see a big difference. But what happens if you stay consistent of not eating right for 6 months or a year or two? You may have bad, high blood pressure, not so good vitals, things that you don't want to see when you go to your doctor visits. Why? Because the little things add up. So same thing with your relationship, same thing with your search for your career. Do the small things to create the big things. So our key step is action towards our next step. Remember, I want you to do something small and be very consistent at it. So those that are working out, be consistent at working out. Those that are eating great, keep being consistent at eating great. Those that are looking for the loved one of your lives, do the smaller things to create the bigger things. So we're starting a new series. I hope you hold on tight because it's time for that breakthrough. I'm positive if you keep doing the little things, you will create the ultimate big thing that you're searching for. So again, I'm Chris Green from Mean Green Training. Remember, don't just be a hearer of these words, but be a doer. And remember to believe, achieve, receive. Let's go!